So welcome back to another episode of the podcast. So today I got Matt Schoss again on for another interview. Today we're going to catch up with him on how his summer's been and what he is up to now. So, you went to the Chargers and the Oshawa Generals training camp.
That's right.
So let's start off with the Chargers training camp. How was that?
It was awesome. We had, I think, about 4 days of practices. We did a little workout in the mornings, then had lunch, went out on the ice for about an hour of skills, had a flood, and then we went back out for about a half an hour scrimmage. Then we did a little bag skate at the end of every skate, so that was
fun. Coaches gotta love that.
Oh yeah,
that really shows like who's the fastest and who's leaving the back.
Yep.
So then you went on to try out for the Generals. Did you see any Chargers that tried out for the Chargers then went on to the Generals?
Yeah. So I believe there were about four or five of us from the Chargers team that were drafted by the Generals and that were invited back to the main camp. 2 of them ended up making it this year, and the others are back on my team.
Okay. Then what was your daily schedule like at the Generals camp?
So first day we did just on ice and off ice testing, just the normal combine, jumps, bench press, chin ups, all that stuff, and then the on ice it was basically just time suicides.
Oh my god.
And that was it. Just 15 minutes of there and back, as many as you
down
you
and
could.
back.
Yep. And so that was all. That was basically it, other than lunch and some seminars on the first day, and then after that, the next 2 days were just full of 2 games per day.
Oh, that's nice. Then you told me last podcast that you were going to train really hard for the summer, and that this summer was very important to you.
Yeah.
How much training did you spend?
So I was in the gym. I want to say since May, probably 4 to 5 times a week, plus skates every day as well. I don't think my normal schedule, I didn't have a day off where I didn't have either the gym or hockey. Usually I was doubling up. Sundays,
that's good.
I had up to like 3 skates on Sundays, so it was tough, but I think it all paid off.
Oh, that's good. Then how was your mental game going into the camp? Because obviously there's some nerves. How did you deal with it?
It is very nerve-wracking because you have to play against a lot of the Generals team, and there's I believe like 6 or 7 of them that are NHL draft picks, and so you're going against the guys, and they're good. Obviously, people like Sarah Noel, Florida Panthers. Is an amazing player, so it's a little nervous, but I'm confident in my game and stuck with it, and it paid off.
When did you first settle into the training camp, into the on ice?
I think after my first few shifts in the scrimmage, I had to get used to the speed and the difference in the game that I'm used to. But yeah, I think I was good.
So then how did you adapt to it? Because you said that your play was very good, but it took you 2 shifts. What was it like in those first 2 shifts? Did you find it pretty hard?
It's just so much faster. The guys are obviously all skilled. It's not like one of them stands out too much. They're all the same. They're all amazing players. Everybody's competing for a spot on the team, so no one's taking the day off. You got to give it everything you got. It's fast. It's physical. It's a tough game, but it was awesome.
That's good. Then you're on the same scrimmage team with Sarah Noel, who's a Panthers prospect, and Alan McShane, who's a Habs prospect. I just want a quick comment on their play, if you don't mind.
Yep. McShane definitely stood out, as well as Noel. They're both super fast, super skilled. They look effortless when they skate. It's like they're just gliding around everywhere, but they can burn you in 2 seconds. If you give them any room, they're gone. They'll put it in the net, and so you got to be hard on those guys.
So they kind of give you that like wow factor.
Yeah. They definitely stand out.
Then what are your takeaways from the experience at the Oshawa Generals camp?
It was awesome. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Not many people can say they've been to an OHL training camp, so I'm happy that I got that experience, and it's awesome.
I guess you can say that you officially played with 2 prospect-eligible NHL players.
Yep, that's right.
Then how do you expect to improve over the next year?
Over the next year is going to be a big year for me. My first year at junior, I was lucky enough to find a spot on a junior A team. It's the affiliate team to Oshawa, And so one of my coaches is actually a scout for Oshawa, so he's obviously an amazing coach. I'm going to develop a ton there and meet a bunch of new guys and hopefully have a good season full of development.
How important is it that one of the coaches for the Chargers is an OHL scout?
It's definitely awesome. He has a different perspective and brings a lot of knowledge to the team. We also, I believe we try and play the same systems as Oshawa, so if you do move up to the next level, it's not as big as of a jump. You're kind of flowing up into the same system. So
which would make sense with an affiliate team.
It's awesome.
Then how much will you be practicing with the Chargers?
So we have practices every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Our home games are Saturdays at 7:45. And then we usually, so I believe it's 2 games a week. About 90% of the games fall on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Which, is beneficial to the students because they understand that they have to go through high school.
For sure.
And it's also beneficial to the fans because they don't have to, rush home from work to catch a Chargers game.
That's right.
Then, how important is it to get ahead in classes to balance school with hockey since you're going to be so busy?
It's very important. School is definitely hard to keep up with the amount of hockey that a junior player has to do. So I have already spoken to all my teachers about possibly needing extra time for assignments and homework and all that stuff. So they've been awesome with that. It's definitely useful to get ahead though.
That's good. Then what do you bring as a player or a off-ice player to the Chargers organization?
I like to think that I'm a good leader on and off the ice. I bring a solid two-way defensive game. I like to join up in the rush and make plays, get some points, but I'm also solid on the defensive end with my positioning.
That's good. Then let's go to the next question here. How was the first game? Because you guys are now 1-0 in the season. Describe that. And, how did you feel? What was your comfortability like?
So again, it was just like the Oshawa camp. My first 2 shifts, I was so the coach actually started me, which was nice of him. So I got out there. I had to get used to the speed right away. It was obviously hard because the team we were playing, Ajax, is a great team. Their top 2 lines especially are very good players. So I obviously had to adapt to the game really fast. The only difference, really, from what I was doing last year in minor midget is definitely just the speed. You have that split second less time to make a decision.
Right.
But it's crucial to get it fast off your stick.
So did you ever feel like that you were slow to, cut a player off when they were trying to cut in towards the net?
Yeah, definitely. The players in this league are definitely a lot faster than what I'm used to, for sure. I did manage pretty well, but it definitely took some time to get used to.
That's good. Then the score was 5-2, and you guys were down 2-0.
That's right.
What was the team mentality then?
My team is filled with a bunch of hardworking guys. We're all dedicated. Our goal is just to outwork every team. And so they were short a D. They had 5D, and I believe one of them was playing injured. And so we just kept dumping the puck in, kept hitting them. They got worn down, and they just kind of faded away, and we took advantage of that and buried the puck.
So you guys scored 5 straight goals to win the game 5-2. So the home opener is tomorrow at 7:30, right?
That's right.
All right. Do you expect to have some fans there?
For sure. Mississauga is about mid-pack for the amount of fans they get, but being the home opener, I assume that they'll get a little more than usual, and it'll be fun for sure. All
right, well, that does it for this week's podcast. I'd like to thank Matt Schatz for coming on again, and make sure you guys go visit his home opener tomorrow at 7:30 at Port Credit Arena.